Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor. As you can see, I'm not at Park Hall at this moment in time. In fact, I'm at the training ground at Manchester City. Anyway, more of that later in this week's episode. But for now, back to the home of the Welsh champions, and we had BBC's Tom Brown with us earlier in the week, and I caught up with him. Tom, in the nicest sense of the phrase, you become part of the furniture here at TNS. What are you doing at Park Hall today?
Well, Stuart, I'm here to interview the Chief Operating Officer, as I believe his official title is, Ian Williams. Because obviously, just last week, or within the last couple of weeks, the club has lost what Ian has just said is its most successful ever manager, Craig Harrison, to Hartlepool. So I've just been here to catch up with him and find out where this leaves the club going forward, with crucial Champions League matches and qualifying matches, of course, just a few weeks away. So I've been asking him how the club's preparations are going, who the new manager full-time is likely to be, and what his thoughts were of the season ahead and you know, the goals for the next few weeks and beyond.
And not just at Park Hall, but on the road as well. You came to a few games last season. Which one stands out in your memory and why?
Well, not just a standout game from TNS's season, but in every football match I saw last season, obviously being the game they broke one of Johan Cruyff's old world records with 27 consecutive wins up at Kefren Droids, and on the very cold December evening. I think it was the 30th of December, just before New Year. And of course it was always likely, I suppose, but you know, you're never quite sure what was going to happen. I think the first goal took a while to come, and in the end the victory was quite comfortable. We were in the dressing room afterwards filming the champagne bottles going off and the celebrations, and to think that these are still the world record holders for consecutive wins in top flight football, and who knows how long that will stand for, is pretty cool for the club.
A lot of people think that European football begins in September, but of course qualifying rounds start very soon. Welsh football as a whole, how important is the upcoming Champions League and Europa League games for Welsh domestic sides?
I think it could work wonders. I mean, you only have to look at what happened to Dundalk in Ireland last year. They got through into the Europa League group stages, you know, having performed well in qualifying, and suddenly all people all around Europe get to find out all about Dundalk and all about Irish football. So if the same thing can happen here, there's no doubt that certainly a group stage position would be quite incredible, given some of the teams that are in the Europa League, not least Arsenal. You know, of course, they've just won the FA Cup, so it would be truly remarkable. Probably first and foremost for TNS, of course, but I think there's a lot of Welsh football fans who would certainly enjoy seeing some big European teams coming here. All easier said than done, obviously, but as we keep talking about, Dundalk have done it. There is absolutely no reason why TNS can't do it.
And our first pre-season friendly saw us register a 3-1 win against the Anglesey Games 11. Immediately afterwards, we caught up with interim first team manager Scott Ruscoe. First game in charge. Often pre-season friendlies, the results are important, but how important was it to get to a winning start this evening for you personally?
Yeah, I think you always want to win your first game in charge, but like I said to the boys before the game, it's all about minutes, all about getting minutes under their belt ready for another game on Friday. Little things that we need to work on, obviously we have done, and that's it really. No injuries tonight, which is the main thing. Looking at different sort of formations, we played 2 different formations tonight as well, so getting everyone game time in the squad and obviously introducing some younger players as well. And
talking of the youngster players, there were 1 or 2 16-year-olds out there, weren't there?
That's right. You know, I just spoke to a couple of them before, and they've done brilliant. You know, coming into a squad of full-time professionals who have played at a good level. You know, Ben Clark's played there. He's 16 years of age. Didn't look fazed by it, and you know, looks like he's got a chance, as do the other 4. So there's 5 16-year-olds that have had game time with us in the first pre-season game. Very pleasing.
And as the interim manager, how are you looking at the players? Because you've obviously been involved with the team for a while now. Does everyone have a clean sheet in terms of staking a place in the starting lineup?
You could say that, yeah. It's a clean slate for everybody. New season. Did very well last season. Obviously winning 2 trophies. So that's gone now. We've got to look at the future. We've got to look at how we're going to keep progressing, keep these players hungry. Because we don't want to go backwards. We want to certainly do exactly the same as we've done last season and try and better it. We're looking at Europe now, which is our main objective in the next 3 weeks. So everything's geared towards that. Minutes the players play, training, everything that we do in training is geared towards that first game on the 27th.
Lots of changes this evening in formation, and of course players on and off throughout the course of the game, so that doesn't give the usual stability in many ways. But how pleased were you, not only with the 3-1 result, but also the performance?
Yeah, I think if you make so many changes in the game, you're always going to get disruptions. We're looking at getting everybody at least 45 to 60 minutes. Give Jamie Mullen 30 minutes there. We're looking after players. We're looking after players in the right areas. So, 1, it's pleasing to win the game. 2, not really pleased with obviously letting the goal in. I said before the game, the minimum we require is a clean sheet. And don't be surprised at how much they will want to, go and show how good they are as well. So, overall, very pleased. No injuries, and we can take a lot of positives from the game.
Well, Scott Ruscoe, congratulations on your first win as TNS manager this evening.
Thank you very much.
We had a number of young players feature in the game against Anglesey, but we chose Ben Clark for our post-match interview. Ben, congratulations on making your debut for TNS tonight, albeit in a pre-season friendly.
Thank you. It was amazing experience to play for the first team. It's every child's dream, isn't it, really? Especially for a great team such as TNS. So amazing.
And at what point did you know that you would be playing this evening?
I was training last week, and they said come on next Tuesday, but I didn't realise I'd been in the start. I thought I'd come off from the bench, but it was amazing. It was just good to get good minutes and playing. I didn't play my normal position, but I still played well. Had a good game, so chuffed.
And I must say, looking on, you certainly didn't look out of place. You looked very comfortable out there. How did you feel though personally?
I thought I did all right. I got a bit tired towards the end. Physically, obviously, you need to get to the gym and upper body needs to get bigger. But I think in a couple of weeks I'll be up to first team standard with strength and fitness. It's good.
And you certainly didn't look nervous. You're probably more nervous now doing this interview.
Yeah, definitely. I've never had an interview before, so it was good. It's good out there. All your nerves go when you play football, so as soon as the first whistle goes, then you just start playing, you focus on the game.
Tonight on TNS Radio, we had lots of interaction from people, your friends, your family. They were rooting for you. They were behind you. That must have been encouraging to know that so many people were on your side this evening.
Well, it's good to know that people are behind you, people supporting you. It's great to have your family behind you, because then they're rooting for you all the way, and it just gives you more confidence to do well. So, yeah.
And the academy system here at TNS, it does give a fantastic opportunity, a pathway, as you've proved this evening, into the first team.
Yeah, it's amazing. They give so many opportunities for young players to come through, such as myself, and playing with top players. You just play better. You improve so much more playing with better players, and it's just an amazing experience.
Well, Ben, congratulations on getting a run out this evening, and also on your very first interview, which actually has gone very well indeed.
Thank you.
It's great to have our main club sponsors, RUKGroup.com, continuing with us into their second season. We were treated to a guided tour of the factory in Oswestry this week by Simon and Neil. We also had Alex Darlington with us as well. It was more than just a guided tour of the premises, it was a tour with a purpose. Simon, thank you for the tour today. Tell us a little bit about what you do here.
Oswestry Waste Paper is part of the RUK group. We process and handle about 1,200 tonnes a week of waste paper on this site. A lot of it is exported, principally to China, but then a percentage of it is sold locally to mills at Flint and at Shotton to make tissue, to make newsprint. But as I say, a lot of it goes out to China to make new cartons for the stuff that we all buy from China.
And Neil, the relationship between the business and the club has certainly blossomed in the last year or so. It's more than just a business relationship, isn't it?
It is, Stuart. It's a friendship. You know, it's something we did. We got involved last year, became mainly club sponsors. We're based in Oswestry. Our main processing plant is in Oswestry, even though the head office is Tarpley. When we were asked, would we like to sponsor a football club, Peter Halpin in Ireland, Halpin Sports Sponsorship, offered us the opportunity with a few league clubs, and we said to him, well, look, if we're going to sponsor someone, let's do it with our local club, which is TNS, the New Saints. We sat down with Mike and Ian and started sponsoring the club, and you know, we've actually become real good friends with everyone, and it's quite important to us now. And you know, we're trying to promote the club as well as the club promoting us, and it's working for both sides. It's a great partnership.
Well, it's fantastic looking at those trucks today. And last but certainly not least, Alex Darlington, what's it going to be like driving around on the A5, the A4, A3, looking up at the truck in front of you and seeing your good self smiling down on you?
Yeah, it's going to be mad, to be fair. It's a bit crazy, to be fair, but it's nice to come down today and see what's happening down here and stuff and find out a bit more.
Do you think we need to start a fan group for you after today?
I don't know about that. You probably start something like that, but no, I don't think so.
Who's the best looking, you, John, or Connell?
John Ravage.
Scott Ruscoe, here we are at Manchester City. People have been wondering throughout the video what we're doing here. Why are we at this training ground today?
Well, we got invited to play against the V9 Academy, which obviously Jamie Vardy's part of. 2 or 3 months ago now, I think we had a request, would we like to be involved in it, would we be available, and it just so happens that timing wise it was perfect for our pre-season. It's a European sort of plan, so it suits both teams, it suits both parties, and it helps us along the way for Europe.
And the opposition today was quite tough.
Yeah, it was very good. Obviously it's a mixture of ages, but lads who have been released and looking to get another chance at professional football, and it's one where, you know, our lads have obviously been in that position before, been at pro clubs, been released. They know how hard it is to get back into the professional game, so I think it's a great you know, incentive for anyone to try and get back in to professional football, to be asked to come and play in these games. And for us it's perfect for match preparation and fitness.
And it was a well taken goal by Scott Quigley that saw TNS take the lead into the break 1-0.
Yeah, it was. I thought we did well in patches first half. It was a good ball from Brobs, I think it was, who put Quiggs in and a nice finish. We had 3 or 4 chances actually first half. Keepers made some good saves. Likewise second half we weren't as dominant in the second half, but we made some changes. Needs must, we need to make these changes because of timings and match time for players in preparation. So overall it was a good workout.
And although Greg Draper pulled one back at the end, it was just a consolation. It ended 3-2. But is the result that important today?
No, not really. I don't think if we win here 5-0, 6-0, it doesn't change anything, does it? You know, just because we lost by the odd goal. It's all about preparation for the 27th of June. As soon as we get, you know, minutes under our belt, training time under our belt, more 11v11s, obviously the friends in Scotland. The week before, that's where we'll be running at full tilt. At the moment, we're a little bit off. That's expected. But I've just told the lads, don't worry about the result. We're not looking at results at this stage. But obviously, the way we defended those goals, we need to improve on.
I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. Why not subscribe to our YouTube channel? We're playing Brickfield Rangers at home on Tuesday, June the 13th. We'd love to see you there. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to get me some food now and join in with the rest of the lads.